Right, Finland again. Last weekend didn't get any footage for whatever reason, but me and as you all know, me and Jake Price, seen him on here before. I got these big grid sections that I've been talking about, and we moved them down from that there hill, which is the yard over that bit, and then put them in the field. So now the trap mats go all the way down here. Trap mats are down here now. Sorry, the grids are now joining onto the trap mats. And we managed to get the trailer out. I'll just flip you around. So yeah, we got the trailer out. I made a big old mess of the track. So let's zoom out. The plan is to tip. Actually, let's flip around again. Plan, as I've explained a few times now, but not done, is to hardcore this slope up and all the way until we meet here. So from over there all the way down to the first trap mat, and then we'll slowly expand our way onto a couple of trap mats with some hardcore and stuff, just to create a little pad going into the field. So now I'm going to smooth the ruts out that I made. Absolutely solid underfoot here, so it's all compacted from use. So I'm going to smooth the ruts out for the membrane to sit smoothly on, and then yeah, time to use the trailer and pick some hardcore up. Nip to Bateson's trailers, even though I'm using an in-suspension trailer. Cringy. Slight leak there, get the spanner on that. And when I was recovering the trailer, I ripped the plug. So I got a new one. Nice and shiny. Sprayed a bit of oil onto that socket and stuff, and checked the wiring. Good old trailer. Old in-suspension tipper trailer. Nifty bulldog lock on it. Yeah, nice rig. Right, we're back at Finland, and we have a trailer full of the hardcore. So that is building waste demolition from my new job. I'm now a demolition worker, knocking buildings down. I did get some footage of a digger knocking down like a big metal shed, but I don't think it's best to post it on my channel due to well, yeah, company rules and reasons, I guess. But yeah, imagine yeah, just big diggers with grabs on them, knocking buildings down, and you pick through all the waste, segregate it all, put it into different big skips and stuff. You know, operating really cool 360 excavator machines. But enough of that. This is black Taram membrane. So the reason we put Taram down, road membrane, is to allow water to permeate through, because it's woven or non-woven, whatever it means. I think woven means permeable, so water passes through, and non-woven means non-permeable, which means water doesn't pass through, I think, anyway. Anyway, this one lets water pass through. And the reason we put this stuff down is to stop your stone, or in this case hardcore, like on this, just bricks, crushed bricks and stuff, sinking back into the mud. So when you put weight, if I just tip this trailer load down straight onto the soil, eventually you would, there's no barrier stopping the stone and soil mixing. So this primary purpose is drainage. To ram's primary purpose is drainage and to stop aggregates and soil mixing. So I'll set you up on the tripod and let's get this tipped off. Fun times. Right, we're tipped off. Just a quicker one. Obviously we're on a slope, so the tyre is in gear, handbrake on. Tipping trailer handbrake is on. And now when you, it's a manual pump handle to tip the bed. It's also got a 12 volt pump on it. Never tried it, but you just connect a battery to it, I think, and that'll be the button to do it. But I do the manual way because I'm tight as a duck's arse, if that makes tight as a duck's beak. So yeah, obviously it gets hard. This handle's not that long, so it gets more difficult the more load you've got in the trailer. So I use a cheater bar. It's just cut down piece of scaff tube, goes over the top, and then yeah, makes it well easier to pump like that, and it goes higher. Let's check the load. Check it out. Looks good to me. So now we'll let the trailer down, which we do with this little valve. Turn it anti-clockwise or clockwise, whatever it is, left. And now the bed is coming down on its own. Obviously we can speed that up so it just drops, but you won't want to damage anything or release the ram too quick or whatever. There we go. Let's lock the pressure back in like that. That's where you put your hydraulic fluid. Obviously, big ram needs, hydraulic fluid to work. And that is my nifty little tipping trailer. Back to it. Right, that'll do. Doesn't have to be an out fancy. Just get this slope usable. So next tip's going to be about there. I'm just going to do the full length, full width of the mat in as far down as possible and get a real big access slope, and obviously eventually come right up with some this doesn't need much, just to ram and maybe crushed concrete, stone, recycled MOT or something. Eventually over the hardcore I'll probably go over something. I'll run this in, track it in and stuff by using it, and then I'll eventually top it up with something nice like crushed concrete or whatever, or maybe splash out some MOT. But as I said, there's no point, it all does the same job. I'm not arsed how it looks, as long as it's relatively level. That's me. I'm gonna go pub with my granddad tonight and my great uncle and two of his mates. Little routine, I guess, nothing mad. Nice little village pub. 1 pint of cider for me. I'm not a drinker really, I just like the odd bit of cider. And that's a wrap. I'll see you in my next clip. Have a good Friday night, guys, and thumbs up. So, tip number 2. I was going to say it in like French or Spanish, but I can't remember it at all. But only one I need to speak is English, because that's what I am. So, we're back with trailer. Been watching a guy on YouTube, like a hiking guy, Hayes Outdoors, and he's got a proper Yorkshire accent, a little bit inspired by it. So maybe I'll mimic a few words as if I've got a Yorkshire accent. Yeah, back with some more rubble. So yeah, tip number 2, we'll get the gap next to here, level it out again, much the same. So I just laid some more membrane out, and I used, let's go to the generator, these landscaping like pins for putting weed control down and stuff and tapping it together. So I changed the angle because obviously we're going down a slope. See, that runs that way, but now this new joint runs that way down the slope because we're on a curve. So I joined the fabrics together with them pins, and now we can carry on tipping. Let's get a perspective shot. As you can see, up and a curve towards the tree. See that there? So we change the direction. Simple, simple. Come here. Right, I had no charge on this filming phone yesterday, so I did tip another load and I got all the way down there. But quite simply, we're back again. We're going to tip, so we're getting closer and closer to the track mats. So we'll tip this out, rake it, the usual. Let's get on with it. Right, so that might look a bit rough. It is, but I'm getting it from work. It's free, and that makes it cost effective. So yeah, as it is, it's pretty rough, hard work without a working machine to level it, but you can do it, you know. But once you've done it, it's quite rewarding to have your own road up here, up this slope. See how near we are to the track mats now, you know. So leaving it as it, we carry on to where we stop, and then if we left it as it is, it'd be pretty rough, wouldn't it? You could use it, but bits might pop up and you could risk smaller car tyres getting pinched or whatever. I'm not worried about that, but regardless, I'm going to top this all off with crushed concrete, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's like, they call it recycled MOT, so it's got loads of dust in it, and it's crushed concrete and stone, and it rakes out a treat. So we'll put this on the top, and then this will be as good as any surface to drive on. In my opinion, this gives it a way stronger sub base, especially when you get all your fines out in, you know, and you crush concrete on top. This road's going nowhere, you know. So yeah, hard work, but progress is rewarding. We're doing a bit of an unplanned tip. It's dark now, so this is where old hardcore starts. This is all dirt, and that is where the slope starts. So originally on this bit, I was just going to tip crushed concrete, membrane crushed concrete, but the Tara, with the weight of a trailer, is rutting it up, and it was a bit chancy whether I'd get out, even last night with the empty trailer coming up. So we need to tip this next load of hardcore over here now. So yeah, we're still going to go over it with crushed concrete, but yeah, even this relatively flat part is getting rutted in now. That's winter weather for you. So I've got a trailer full of stone and I've got a pile of hardcore. And I've got some mud. So let's get some road membrane down and make this into a nice road. So that is steep. Look at the front of the Vitara. Oh, all the way up. Back's all the way down, not because of the weight but because of the angle. So yeah, hopefully she doesn't do a big jackknife. Well, that was an ordeal. Right, so when you're tipping, you've got to tip down the hill on that steep angle I've showed you. So I was on that on a steeper angle because I was lower down. I just finished leveling out on a time lapse and I tipped another load and I tried to take off, and it just because it's not compacted and there's lots of brick in there, it just, the back wheels just sunk in and then were just spinning on the bricks and they weren't coming out. So I was like you were in mud, but I was stuck on bricks basically. And it's like that the whole way through because it's not crushed, you know, all compacted. So then there was a hump behind me. Unfortunately, I didn't get it, well, any of it on film because I was trying to get out of here. I didn't know how late it was going to be. I've got work tomorrow. and then I beached my trailer on the pile that I just tipped. So then I had to disconnect the trailer, which was buried in the hardcore. The hitch was buried. And then once I'd done that, the tripod with this phone on was behind the trailer, and the trailer, I didn't put the handbrake on, and it ran over the tripod, breaking and bending the tripod. I think it's fixable. Luckily this phone is still okay, I think, or you wouldn't be seeing this clip. And then I had to dig roughly level that load out, so I've leveled out 2 loads tonight, and then the Vitara managed to get back up. So I think I'm going to end the hardcore in here and just continue on, focus on collecting some more like recycled MOT again, that grey stone, fill in the gaps and drive on the road to compact it. And then when I get that smaller stuff, maybe run the whacker plate over it, because I can't be getting stuck like that again. That's ridiculous, you know. But yeah, what an ordeal that was. I'm starving, hungry and tired, so I'm gonna stop by the shops on the way home, get something to eat and have a well-deserved rest. But I thought it was worth mentioning my ordeal. Good night.